Good morning, Chavra. Today is the 7th of Menachem Av, and we have quite a lengthy learning today. So I'll try to move it along as quick as possible. Some days is short, some days is long. Today it's a little bit longer. Okay. Today we're going to discuss tzedakah and the advantages of tzedakah over all the other mitzvahs, and how giving tzedakah creates garments that ensure the infinite godly energy rests upon the giver, and that the giver is protected from all the negative forces. Epistle 3 in Igeres HaKodesh, page 71 in your Chayenu. It didn't come in the mail yet, Ted? You didn't get it yet? Yeah, it didn't get yet. But you ordered it Friday, right? Should be here probably today. Then they probably sent it on Monday. Yeah, maybe today or tomorrow. He garbed himself with tzedakah as with a coat of mail and a helmet of salvation upon his head. A coat of mail was the old-fashioned armor that they used to wear. So this pasuk speaks of the fact that Hashem promises actions in defense of his people. Nevertheless, the deeds of the Yidden, the Jews that mirror Hashem's deeds, serve as a vessel which can receive, or as a means which bring about Hashem's reciprocal action. So just as with this armor plate, it's chainmail, each one has a different scale. It's like thin metals that are all linked together in order to protect the soldier, the person. So too, each coin of tzedakah adds up to a great amount in order to protect the person from negative influences. Pirush, Shashirian also lekas kasim. Al nekovim vehein manigim shaloi likanes eitz. Banekovim. Kacho ma'aseh tzedakah. Again, just as each one of the scales of the chainmail protect the person and covers another gap, so too each coin of tzedakah protects the person. So the meaning goes as follows. Tzedakah is the greatest mitzvah. It's greater than all the other mitzvahs. Shemehem na'asim levushim laneshama. Their performance produces garments from the neshama. These garments are drawn forth from Hashem's light, the blessed light of Ein Sof. From the level of Seviv Kolaman, which surrounds the world. We've gone into discussion about what the meaning of Memal Kolaman and Seviv Kolaman in brief. Seviv Kolaman is the light of God that surrounds the world. Memal Kolaman permeates the world. And these garments are brought into being by our efforts, meaning the fulfillment of the commandments of Hashem and the will of Hashem. So the essence of this flow of blessing of light of Hashem is a garment and encompassing light for the 10 spheres of the world of Atzilus, Bri, Yitzir, and Asiya, which evolve from cause to cause, from wrong to wrong. These spheres referred to as Memala Kolaman, which are infused, which permeate. The Alter Rebbe answers the following question. Since the spheres themselves are the divinity of the four worlds, why do they need the infinite light of Hashem as a garment? This means that the Ein Sof light vests itself and radiates in an indwelling manner, internally, within the entire evolving chain of the 10 spheres of the worlds, of Atzilus, the highest, Bria, as it goes down, Yitzira and Asiya. Moreover, it gives rise to the 10 spheres of the world of Atzilus, which evolve into the worlds of Bria, Yitzira, and Asiya. So the spheres, we've discussed these worlds and the chain of descent at great length throughout the discussion of and learning the Tanya. But this is made possible by In order for that light to permeate the final world, it has to go through all sorts of intense contractions. And the final light, the resultant light, is referred to as a pneumistic light, which is an innermost light, a light that vests itself inward. So when we do a mitzvah, here's the point. When we do a mitzvah and fulfill the commandments, nimshach or makiv and eskeleel, with this creates an encompassing light. And the light is elicited and radiates within the 10 spheres of the worlds of Atzilus, Bri, Yitzir, Nasiya, thereby uniting with the indwelling light. This is referred to as the unification of Hashem. We say right before Baruch Shama, we say L'Shem Yichud Kudsha Brichu, Shchinte, K'moshe Nispar Makim Acher, and His Shechina. It refers to the holy light of Hashem and His Shechina. From a reflection of the above mentioned light by means of these powerful contractions, as we mentioned. Nasa Lavush. So what's made? This garment is made. The garment is made in the lower and upper Gan Eden, the gardens of Eden, for the soul level called Nefesh Ruach, Neshama of man. There's 5 levels of the soul. Nefesh Ruach Neshama is the lower 3. Sheyuchlu lehonois. Enabling this level of the neshamas to derive pleasure and attain some appreciation, and an apprehension and illumination from the light of Hashem, as explained elsewhere. So what do our sages say? They say that in this world, there's no reward for the fulfillment of the commandments. You get it in the world to come, right? But they don't say that in this world there's no reward granted. Rather, they say there exists no reward in this world. It's not that you get a reward, but you're not going to earn it. You can't possibly earn it. There is no reward that exists in this world. In this world, which is physical and in a state of limitation, a state of great and most extreme contraction, it's impossible. It's an impossibility that any of the reflection of the infinite Ein Sof should become invested. Except by means of the 10 spheres, which in the Zohar is referred to the body. So whatever light of God, and even that light is hidden, is a contraction and a contraction and a contraction that goes through multiple level screens until it gets to the world. Chesed, the sphere of Chesed is called the supernal right arm, and Gvura severity is called the left arm, and so on. We've discussed this. Just as there's no comparison between the physical body and the soul, can anyone here raise their hand and say, I've seen my soul, I feel my soul? One person said yes, one person says no. You might, when you daven, you feel something, but you can't point and touch and say that's your soul. Physical body, you feel it. So too in the world. We see the physical world, but we don't see godliness in this world. We don't see the Ein Sof. And that's much greater even, because sometimes you might feel your soul on Yom Kippur or a special time in a special place. So therefore, there's no comparison whatsoever between the 10 spheres of Atzilus and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Even though it's the highest level, still it doesn't come close to the Eibishter. In relation to the Ein Sof, even the supreme Chachma wisdom, which is the first of the spheres, is on the plane of material action, which is Baruch Kotei Amarim as explained earlier in Tanya. So full circle now. We had to go off on a little tangent. It was like Gemara. A whole discussion, and we're wondering, where do we get there? How do we get here? We started talking about tzedakah. So now, through the practice of giving away your hard-earned money and acts of kindness, you take of your time, you give of your resources. Those fruits man enjoy partially in this world. Yes, we get a reward in the world to come, but sometimes when we give tzedakah, we receive a little ray of reward in this world because of the tzedakah. There are gaps. Where do we have this word nekavim? In the Yasha Yota. So we have little gaps al derech mashal. L'vosh aliyah makiv al gufayin heim hakelim tiyutzvidus. They appear, metaphorically speaking, there are gaps in the supernal garment that envelop the body, which is the vessel of the 10 spheres. And through these gaps, light and abundance are diffused. So that from the sphere of chesed, Hashem's right arm, this Hashem doesn't have an arm, but from the right side, there results longevity in this physical world. So by giving tzedakah and doing kindness, you do get some kind of reward. Longevity in this physical world. So far, so good. And from the left arm, which is the sphere of Gura, the results wealth and honor. Person that gives gets more and gets honored. And likewise with beauty that emanates from the sphere of Tiferes. The majesty, splendor, and hodar, and gladness, chedva, from the perspective of the spirits of Hayd inside. Yinku, Hachitzonim, Lemaila, Me'or v'Shefa Ishtalshel v'Yored Lamata, Lamata Mata Adai Lamazagashmi. So in order to prevent evil forces from drawing, here you have honor and splendor and gladness and longevity and all these things. So in order to prevent the evil forces from drawing on high from the light of abundance which evolves and descends, in other words, as far down as the physical world, also like an Ein Hara type thing, right? When the spirituality descends to such a low level, it's possible for the Klippa and Fitrachara to derive nurture from it as well. So to stop this, Adam, the Shamre Latzile Mikal Davar Rava Gashmius Oberuchnius. In order to shield a man and to guard him and save him from all physical and spiritual harm, the encompassing light is reflected back and figuratively speaking fills the breach. So you give tzedakah, you do your part, and suddenly now you get protection. This encompassing light belongs to the category of infinitude and Seviv Kalaman. It surrounds, as mentioned above. It creates a barrier. And so we see why tzedakah produces its own a shield against the gaps. And that's why it's likened to this chain, this coat of armor. Chainmail, they call it in the old days. And this is what underlies the above quoted teaching of our sages, that just as with chainmail, all the individual scales add up to form a large coat of mail, this big armor, so too with tzedakah, all the individual coins. That's why we constantly give coins. It adds up to a great amount. The word great is used. In the spirit of the pasuk, great is Hashem and exceedingly glorified without end, limit, or restriction. So the takeaway is the power of tzedakah. That's why we don't give one check a month and that's it. We constantly give every single day because we don't just need like one thing. It makes up the bigger picture of defense against the klippa, the sitrachara, the negative forces, the Yetzer Hara, and it really helps us get through and break through. It allows, the power of tzedakah allows the infinite divine energy to be expressed in a physical manner, and the giver is blessed with material benefit, as well as in the future, whatever that will be spiritually, but also here in this world, it protects and allows the person to have joy and gladness and long life and good health and everything else. So that's why the Chachamim teach us that tzedakah is the greatest mitzvah. Okay, that's it for today. Tomorrow we conclude this section with a much shorter reading.